At this time, let the record reflect all 15 jurors have returned to the courtroom. Everyone may be seated. Counsel waive the call.
Yes, sir.
Call your next witness.
Yes, sir. Rebecca Greer.
Rebecca Greer.
Sorry, Judge. She went to the restroom.
Ma'am, I need for you to please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? You'll have a seat right over there. Try to sit as close to the microphone as you can, and please answer all questions asked of you.
Just speaking the microphone. Would you please introduce yourself, ladies and gentlemen of the jury?
My name's Rebecca Greer.
Okay. And Miss Greer, you got it. You're going to have to speak up, and that's not just you. It's everybody. So
My name is Rebecca Greer.
that's real good. So, what county do you reside in?
Nelson.
Okay. And are you employed?
Yes, I am.
Okay. And what? I don't need to know where you're employed, but what do you do for a living?
I'm a truck driver.
Okay. And do you have your CDL?
Yes, sir.
All right. And do you know the defendant in this case, Brooks Houck?
Not personally, no.
Do you know the defendant, Joseph Lawson?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and how do you know Joseph Lawson?
He was my former stepson.
All right, and were you married to Stephen Eugene Lawson?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and when did you all get married?
January 10th of 22.
Okay, and were you all together prior to this?
Yes, we got together in September of 2017.
Okay, and how long did you all date during that time period?
We were together from about September or October 2017 till January 10th, 2019, and we broke up for a year, about a year.
And did you get back together after that?
Yes, in October of 21.
Okay, and did you know Steve Lawson before 2017?
I knew of him like when I seen him out. He used to be married to a friend of mine.
Okay. So you're familiar with him, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And you're currently divorced, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, Joseph Lawson, you said he's your former stepson, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Did he have a relationship with your daughter?
Yes.
Okay. And when was that?
Him and Elizabeth started dating a little while after Steve and I first got together in 2017.
Okay. And did they have a child?
Yes.
Okay. And a little girl, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And this is no secret. Did they both have issues with substance abuse?
Yes.
All right. Did they ever at any point live with you and Mr. Lawson?
Yes.
Okay. And when was this? You don't have to give me an exact year. Well, you can give me a year if you got a year.
Well, they lived with us a couple of times,
Okay.
but
For how long would be the stretches?
the first time they didn't stay with us very long at all. They were actually working on getting an apartment, and that's when I lived in Barstown. When Steve and I first got together, they weren't there long at all. Maybe a couple of weeks. The extended time they stayed with us was when they had Chloe in 2019.
Okay. Now, did they eventually break up or separate?
Yes.
Okay. And was there a period of time where they weren't allowed to be around each other?
Yes.
Okay. And did you end up with Chloe?
Yes.
That's your granddaughter, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
And that was to their agreements.
To their agreement?
Yes.
Okay. And were they allowed to visit?
Yes, they had supervised visitations. Elizabeth was actually in a recovery center at that time where I took Chloe to visit her. And then Joey came to the house to visit on his days.
Okay. Now, was there a time in 2019 where you overheard a conversation between Joey and Elizabeth?
Yes.
Okay. And could you describe to the ladies and gentlemen the circumstances of that statement?
I really don't know what brought the conversation on. I wasn't in the room, but my house, when you walk through the hallway, the bathroom kind of separated the two bedrooms. One bedroom's on the right and the other one's in the left. Bathroom's in the middle, so you have to pass both bedrooms to get to the bathroom. I was just going through there. I heard them talking about moving a car and $50,000 and it don't need to be brought up, and
Okay. Who was saying that?
Joey was talking to Elizabeth
Okay. And what exactly did he say?
that there was $50,000 collected for moving the car, but it didn't need to be discussed any further.
Okay. You don't have to go any further than that. And at some point, did you confront Joey Lawson about that?
Yes, but not at that time.
Okay.
It was a few months later.
Okay.
It was actually after they broke up. Joey had come to my house for a visit, and I had asked him about it.
Go through that conversation with me.
They were playing in the bedroom, and she fell asleep or something. Anyway, Joey came in there, or maybe she was asleep when Joey got there that day. Instead of waking him up, he just come in the kitchen, was talking to me, and I just asked him about. I said, "Did you tell Elizabeth that y'all got $50,000 for moving a car?" And he said, "Yeah, but if you want to know any details, you need to ask Steve."
Okay. Hang on 1 second. Okay. Rebecca. Judge, I don't have any further questions this time.
Kenny Cross.
Briefly, Judge. Good afternoon.
All right.
So back, this conversation that you say you overheard, that you said that was in 2019, ma'am, or give or take?
Yes.
Okay. And at that point in time, and I mean, certainly don't mean any disrespect to your daughter. Your daughter was a drug addict, correct?
That is correct.
Joey was a drug abuser as well, correct?
Absolutely.
And again, I don't mean any disrespect. You've had a long history. I know you're clean now of drug addiction issues as well, correct?
Yes, I've been clean for 30 years.
Okay. I'm sorry. I thought it was sooner than that. I wouldn't even ask if I'd known that. I apologize.
No, you're fine.
So during this time frame, and I'm not going to get into the details, there's periods of time where they couldn't even be around each other, correct?
That is correct.
Drug issues, other issues, things that they just needed to be separated, correct?
Absolutely. And it was both of them, not just one or the
Yes,
other.
ma'am. Now, Mr. Young asked you this question, and I just make sure it's clear. In 2015, you were not in any relationship with Steve Lawson, correct?
Absolutely not.
And your daughter wasn't in a relationship with
No.
Joey Lawson, correct?
No,
And your relationship with Steve Lawson didn't start until 2017,
Correct.
And if I understand it correct, her relationship began with Joey Lawson in somewhat of a similar time frame, correct?
yes,
All right. And now, this conversation that you said you overheard, you told the grand jury on April the 13th of 2023 that Joey said things sometimes just to make himself look good, and you thought it made him look like an idiot. You recall that?
yes,
I think one of the other witnesses described him that he was going to be a tough guy, right?
that's correct.
And not particularly truthful when he was on drugs either, correct?
That's absolutely correct.
And after this 2019 statement, all right, that you heard, you and Steve actually got married on January 10th of 2022, correct?
Correct.
Actually, I forgot one other question. You mentioned the $50,000 that you'd overheard. Steve never had any money when you were with him, did you?
No,
In fact, you had to pay for everything, didn't you?
yes,
And Joey never had any money, did
No.
he? Thanks.
Any questions?
No question.
Any redirect?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And can we approach your foot?
Okay.
Apologize. This is real quick. I apologize. When we were
Hold on.
when we were up there, we were going through Brian's motion. There is a statement, and it's in my outline, and I just noticed it while I was up there, but I didn't ask it because I want to approach and tell Your Honor about it before I asked her about it. And then it's in discovery. There was a fight between Joey and Steve, where they got in a fight and rolled down some steps, and they were fighting. And Joey yelled at Steve and said, "I'll make sure the effing police know about us moving that car."
I'm going to object to that at this point. I don't think that's proper redirect.
Well, I didn't want to. I didn't want to ask it without coming up here.
Well, I appreciate that. I'm objecting because I don't think that's proper redirect.
I
I
guess
would obviously enjoy that objection.
I can understand the dilemma here. I'm not asking a question, so I'll allow it to be recalled on direct. What was it that?
They got in a fight.
Who got in a fight?
Joey and Steve Lawson.
Okay.
They rolled down a bunch of concrete steps. Joey was yelling at Steve and said, "I'll make sure the police know about us moving that car."
Full objection.
Ms. Lawson, I think Brian asked you, you got together with Steve in 2017, is that correct?
yes,
Okay. And did you previously tell the FBI when you interviewed with them that Steve had money all the time the first couple of weeks you were with him and then he was broke?
yes.
Okay. And did you know him personally to know whether he had money back in 2015 or not?
No, when me and Steve first started, I wouldn't say we started dating. I just had bought a motorcycle and we were riding together and they were all teaching me how to ride.
I got you.
He had money all the time.
Okay.
Steve,
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Steve, we done that for 2 or 3 weeks and he kept asking me to go out and I wouldn't go because like he drank a lot and was doing a lot of drugs and I got away from that and changed my life and I didn't want that anymore, so I kind of ignored him for a week or two and he showed up at my house that one day and asked me if I'd help him get clean and that's kind of when we, after he got clean was when we kind of started dating.
In 2017?
Yes.
Okay. And you had described a fight between Steve and Joey once, is that correct?
Yeah.
Could you tell the ladies and gentlemen of the jury about that?
There was an altercation with him and Elizabeth and we had went over there and I don't know what they were fighting about. We were just trying to calm the situation down and Joey basically, I don't know, it happened so quick. Joey and Steve got into it, I'm pretty sure that he felt like that we were intruding in his business, and we probably were. And next thing I know, they are full force fighting, and they rode down about 30 steps of concrete steps at this apartment, and they were screaming and cussing and throwing swings. And Joey told Steve, he was screaming out something about, you keep on, and I'm gonna let everybody know about this car and all your involvement. And that's really all he said. He kept saying, you know, he was gonna let it known about this car and just how involved he was. But Elizabeth and I had no idea what he was talking about.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Jessup.
Any further cross?
No, Your Honor.
Any
No, Your
questions? Any questions from any jurors? May this witness be foully excused or
She may, Your Honor.
You're foully excused. You may go. Thank you.
Judge, can I check on my witness? Your Honor?
Sure.
Stacy.
Kramer.
Everybody, if you please raise your right hand, do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? You have a seat right over there. Please sit as close to the microphone as you can, and please answer all questions asked of you.
Ma'am, would you please introduce yourself to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury?
Stacy Kramer.
Okay, Ms. Kramer, and do you live in Central Kentucky?
Yes.
All right. And at some point, did you work for the defendant Brooks Houck?
Yes.
Okay, and what did you do there?
We did
You gotta speak up a
insulation,
little bit for me.
insulation, and built decks.
Okay, and were you all involved in new construction?
Yes.
Okay, so you were all building decks and insulating new houses?
Mm-hmm.
All right. And were you working for him back in 2015?
Yes.
All right. And are you familiar with Steve Lawson?
Yes.
What about Joseph Lawson?
Yes.
All right. Now, did you know either one of them prior to working
No.
for Mr. Houck?
Mm-mm.
And do you know how long they had worked there?
I have no idea.
Okay. Now, first of all, did you know Crystal Rogers?
I didn't know her personally, but I've seen her around on the jobs.
Okay, did you see her the week that she went missing?
Yes.
Could you describe that for me?
I seen her on a Thursday, and
Okay, hold on one second. Do we need hearing device? Can the bailiffs give her a hearing device, please? Anybody else having trouble hearing?
I think you can use those ones we got. Those are one.
Can you hear better with that?
Hello, 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 hello.
Okay, you may proceed.
Yes, sir. I think you were telling me that, did you say what day it was?
it was a Thursday.
Okay. Was that the week she went missing?
Yes.
Okay, so that Thursday before she went missing, you had saw her at the job site, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Who'd she have with her?
The baby.
All right. And did you ever see her at the job site any other times?
Only with Brooks in his truck.
Okay. And the day you saw her the Thursday before, you said she had the baby. Was that Eli?
Yes.
Okay.
Brooks was actually driving,
Okay.
but he got out of the truck and went and talked to Kenny
Uh-huh.
about the job. And then me and Crystal had a conversation about a scam call.
About scam call? Okay. And that week of July 4th there on the job site, did you see anything unusual with Steve Lawson?
Yes.
Okay. Could you describe to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what that is?
So Brooks and Steve Lawson were riding around in a vehicle together in Brooks' Houck's truck.
All right. Now, why is that unusual?
He usually didn't ride around with any of the workers.
Who didn't usually ride around with any of the workers?
Brooks.
Okay, so Brooks wasn't ride around with any of the workers usually. Is that correct?
Right.
All right. And how long were Steve and him driving around?
A pretty good while. I'm
Okay.
not really sure exact.
Oh, you're not sure exact, but a pretty good while?
Yeah.
Okay. Did they drive to where you could see them, or?
Yeah, they stayed around the neighborhood
Okay. Did they stay in one spot?
for a while.
Okay.
In front of one of the houses for a while.
Did they move?
Yeah.
Did they go to another spot?
They they just kind of drove around, but sat in front of one certain house for a while. So,
All right. And how long would you say this went on?
I don't know, like 45 minutes an hour.
Okay. And had you ever seen Brooks do that with any other workers?
No.
Now, at some point, do you know Danny Singleton?
Yes.
Okay, would Danny Singleton ride with Brooks?
Yes.
Okay.
That was normal. That's the only worker I ever seen him ride with.
Okay.
I think he didn't have a vehicle.
Okay. Could Danny drive? You don't
I have
know.
no
He didn't
idea.
have a vehicle?
Not that I know of.
Okay. And you were on the job that day, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And did you ask Steve anything about that?
Yeah, before so after they was riding around, Steve Lawson got out. His car was somewhere close to the house we were at. And I was sitting in the car. And I asked if I was in trouble.
What would you be in trouble for?
Because there was a crack in one of the ceilings. And of course I didn't do it, but I got scolded for it.
Okay.
There was a house we insulated.
Okay.
So that's why I was paying attention. I was worried about if I was going to get yelled at again.
Okay. All right. And so did you have a conversation with Steve?
Yes.
And what was that conversation?
He said,
What did you ask him?
the first thing I said was, am I going to get in trouble? And he said, no, don't worry about that. That's not even what we were doing. It's not even what we were talking about.
Okay. And then what did you say?
I didn't. He said,
Oh, I'm
we
sorry.
were talking about, he said they were talking about a girl that he had to take care of.
Okay. And was that the whole conversation?
Well, I kept asking questions. Like,
What
how
did
do
you
gotta-
ask?
I asked him how you got to take care of her. And he said, she wasn't doing very well. She's got kids. She's got 5 kids.
Do you know how many kids Crystal had?
5.
Okay, go ahead.
And then he was just kept repeating himself about why, every question I asked.
What
Why
were you
he was
asking?
adding stuff of why he had to take care of her.
Like what?
I think he said one time she was on drugs, meth, and I said, so you're going to put her in rehab? And he said, I wish that was the case.
Okay. Now, what was his demeanor while he was doing it?
I don't know, like bragging?
Okay.
I don't know.
All right. At that time, did you report this to the police?
I tried.
No.
Not at that
day.
time, no.
Yes. Okay. Why?
because they probably would have done the same thing they did to me when I did report it. Pushed
Okay.
me right out the door and laughed
Okay.
at me.
Hang on one second, we're gonna get to that, okay? All right, at some point, did you call the police?
Yes.
Okay, and when was that?
I called the Sunday night after I found out she was missing.
At some point, what now?
When I found out she was missing,
Okay, when was that?
the Sunday evening.
That same evening?
The Sunday evening.
The Sunday evening that she was reported missing?
Yes.
So would that have been July 5th?
Yes.
Okay, and you said you reported it. How did you report it?
Well, I tried. I called and left a message and nobody called me back.
Okay, I'm going to show you what's previously been marked as Commonwealth's Exhibit number 14. Thank you. Could you take a look at that?
Yes.
Okay, and do you recognize the number on there?
It's my phone number.
Okay, could you read it for me?
270-312-3726.
Okay, and what's the date on that?
6:43 p.m.
Okay, so July 5th at 6:43 p.m. you called. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. Now, at some point, to your knowledge, on July 5th, was Steve under investigation by the FBI?
No.
Okay. At some point, you had agreed to cooperate with the FBI and record a conversation with Steve. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. In that conversation, you asked him about that. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And his response to you is something about taking care of business, and if he remembered correctly, he may have been talking about Red. Is that correct?
Yes.
Joey's ex-girlfriend.
Yes.
Okay. And at that point, did you know that the FBI had already talked to Steve?
Yes.
All right. So he was under investigation at that time when he made that statement.
Yes.
Now, back in 2015, July of 2015, when you all had this conversation outside the car, did he ever mention anything about Red?
No.
About Joey's girlfriend?
No.
Now, during July of 2015, had you loaned Joey anything?
Yes.
Okay, what did you loan him?
A cell phone.
Okay. And do you remember that number?
I don't know if it was like something around like 3088 or something.
Okay. Was it the phone he was using in July 15?
Yes.
Okay. And do you remember who the cell phone was through?
I think it was Q-Link Wireless.
Q-Link Wireless? Okay. And was it a government phone?
Yes.
Okay. Hang on one second, Stacy. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I don't have any further questions.
Any cross?
Yes. Hey, good afternoon, Ms. Kramer.
Hey.
So in July or June of 2015, you were working for Brooks Houck, correct? Or
Yes.
at least part of the time, correct?
Yes.
And I think you said you did some insulation work, correct?
Yes.
And you don't, if I understood your testimony, you don't recall when Joey and Steve Lawson started working for
I
you.
can't hardly hear you.
Okay, can you hear me now?
A little better.
A little bit better? Okay, can you move it up here? So let me start again. In June, July of 2015, you were doing work for Brooks Houck,
Yes.
and you testified that you knew Joey and Steve Lawson at that point in time because they also did work for Brooks Houck.
Yes.
But you didn't remember when they started, correct?
No.
And Steve Lawson, he had did some work with a skid steer, correct?
Yes.
But he also cleaned lawns, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So now you called the Nelson County Sheriff's Office on July 5th, correct?
Yes.
And by July 5th, this case was on the news, correct? That Miss Rogers' car
It
was
was.
on the. Go ahead. I didn't try to catch you up.
I seen it on social media that she was
Okay.
missing.
Right. Social media that her car was found on the Bluegrass Parkway, correct?
Yes.
And it became, I'm not getting into what was said, it became kind of the talk, correct?
Yes.
Now, you said that no one contacted you back after that July 5th call for some time, is that correct?
Nobody contacted me back at all.
Okay, but you went back to the police, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and you went back to the police, I believe, in October, does that sound right?
Yes.
Now, let's find, got so many papers up here. So short.
Okay.
It's okay if I come up there?
That's fine. I can't really see. I don't have my glasses.
I'll tell you what I'm gonna ask you, okay?
Okay.
You got that?
Yes.
And then at that time, which would have been a long time ago, you said you were talking to Steve about a girl I have to take care of that's on meth, correct?
Yes.
And you said there are children involved, correct?
Yes.
Now, today, you said you used the term 5 children, but at that
Okay.
point in time, when you wrote your statement, you
Okay.
agree with me,
Can
you
I
just said there are
explain-
children.
can I
Well,
explain?
If you answer my question, I'm gonna let you explain, okay? You did not put there were 5 children in that statement, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Now, if you wanted to say something, I'm gonna let you say it.
Yes. When I went to the police station to report that, they really made me mad. They kind of laughed at me, like I said, and pushed. It was like, oh, no, no, no. Steve Lawson, he talks all kinds of stuff. He talks crap. No, da-da-da-da, and laughed. So I was kind of mad that they didn't take my statement that I had been worried about for that long.
Okay, so when you went,
So I was mad when I wrote that. I didn't write down every detail.
okay, so let's kind of break down what you said, okay?
Okay.
So first of all, you agree with me, you didn't say anything about 5 children. Regardless of the reason, you didn't say that, correct?
Right.
Second, the police told you that they thought Steve Lawson was full of crap and didn't take what you said serious,
Right.
correct? Okay, and that made you angry, correct?
Yes.
All right, fair enough. Now, you also said in this statement and in your testimony here today that the girl he was referencing was on methamphetamine, correct?
Yes.
Had you ever seen Crystal Rogers on methamphetamine?
No.
Okay. Did you have any information at all that Crystal Rogers was on methamphetamine?
No.
Now, at that point in time, you did not know Joey or Steve Lawson very well, correct?
Not that well.
But you came to be around them more, correct?
Yes. Well, before she came out missing, not.
No, ma'am. It's probably a bad question.
Okay.
At the point in time in July of 2015,
Okay.
you knew Joey, correct?
Yes.
You knew Steve, correct?
Yes.
But you knew them not very well,
No,
correct?
very well.
You had met them just basically through working
Yes.
on some job sites. You came to get to be around them more, correct?
Yes.
Joey Lawson did use methamphetamine, didn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, he had a drug problem, correct?
I don't really know at that time if he did. I know later he did.
He certainly later had a drug problem. Okay, all right. So now you had testified on your direct examination that you saw Steve Lawson in Brooks Houck's truck, correct?
Yes.
And that they had driven to different, I'm going to call them job sites, but basically different properties, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And you had told me when we started that one of the things that Steve did was cut lawns, correct? As well as do skid steer work, correct?
I don't know about the cutting lawns, but yeah.
Okay. Now, You were interviewed by the Kentucky State Police on July the 12th of 2023. Do you remember talking to the state police then?
Yes.
And at that time, they asked you about this comment that Steve Lawson made. Do you recall them talking to you about this? And I can play the clip if you want to. It's there.
Vaguely.
Okay. Well, at that time, they asked you if he made this statement about what day was it. Was this July 3rd? And you said, no, it was before that. I'm going to say it was about 3 weeks maybe before she disappeared. Do you recall telling the state police that Steve made this comment to you 3 weeks before Crystal
It was 2 to
disappeared?
3 weeks when he made the comment.
Okay.
It wasn't like.
Okay, maybe I misunderstand your direct
Yeah.
testimony. I thought you had said that you overheard this statement on Thursday and she disappeared
No,
on
that's
Friday.
when I talked to Crystal. It was on a Thursday.
Okay, so the conversation, or I'm not going
It
to
was
call the
about-
conversation. It
It
was
was
2 to
about
3.
3 weeks because then Brooks and Crystal went on a vacation to Florida.
Okay, so timeline wise, Steve gets out of Brooks's truck, makes this comment to you. About 3 weeks later, she disappears. In between that, Brooks and Crystal go on vacation.
Yes.
Okay. Now, when Steve got out of the truck, he didn't say he was going to take care of Crystal Rogers. You agree with me, right? That's not what he said. He didn't say he was going to kill Crystal Rogers, correct?
No.
He didn't say Brooks asked him to kill Crystal Rogers, did he? And at this point, he didn't say he was going to kill anybody, did he?
No.
And at this point in time, Steve was not, as we said, he wasn't a close confidant of yours, correct? You all just knew
No.
each other barely, right?
Right.
After that, you and Steve dated for some period of time,
No.
correct? Well, you all became friends, correct?
No.
You were-
I talked to him for the FBI.
Okay, so maybe I misunderstood, okay? But you had some relationship beyond just meeting him, correct? Because the FBI wanted you to talk to him,
Right.
correct? And what that means is you agreed to go talk to them and wear a wire, correct?
Yes.
And one of the things, and I'm not going to get into anything else, okay, but one of the things that you inquired about was this conversation, correct? This thing that you had
Yes.
heard Steve say.
Yes.
Okay. And he told on the wire to you, I didn't say I'd take care of her, but I'd take care of business. Do you recall him saying that?
Yes.
And he said, I was probably talking about Red, meaning Joey's girlfriend. Do you recall him saying that?
Yes.
And you certainly didn't tell him you were wearing a wire for the FBI, did you?
No.
Just give me 1 second and we're done. Judge, I think that's all the questions I have. Thank you, ma'am.
Any cross?
No questions.
Any redirect?
Just brief.
Stacy, would you agree with me that your memory would have been better back in 2015?
Yes.
Okay. And I think Brian was just talking to you about 2019 or 2020
Yes.
when, and then in 2023, right? So would you agree with me that in October, when you went in to write this statement, your memory would be better then than it was in 2019 or 2023?
Yes.
Okay, I want you to take a look at this. I don't want you to read it yet, okay? But take a look at it and where I highlight it. Does that help refresh your recollection?
Yes.
Okay, could you read that to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury? Is this a statement you wrote back in 2015?
Yes.
Read it to the jury, please.
The week before she came up missing, Steve Lawson got into the truck with Brooks to check out a drywall job down the road that had been messed up that I had done.
And is that the day of the conversation? that you had with Steve?
That's the day.
That's
That-
the day?
that- yeah.
So the week of?
No,
Okay. Read that one more time.
sorry. I don't have my glasses.
Oh, here.
Okay.
So read it again.
The week before she came up missing,
Now, who's come up missing?
that would be Crystal.
Okay, go ahead.
Steve Lawson got in the truck with Brooks to check out a drywall job down the road that hadn't been messed up that I had done.
Okay. And is that the day that you had the conversation with Steve?
Yeah,
Okay. And so that would have been the week that she came up missing, correct?
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's what I wrote.
That's what you
so,
wrote.
yeah.
So that's what I'm asking. Would your memory have been better back then? Then it would have been 4 or 5 years
Right,
later.
right,
Okay.
yes.
So was this your statement in 2015?
Yes.
Okay. No further questions.
Any recross?
No, sir.
Any recross?
No, Your Honor.
Any questions from any jurors? May this witness be found excused.
She may, Your Honor.
You're found excused. You may go. Call your next witness.
Barbara Coulter.
Barbara Coulter. Ma'am, if you'll raise your right hand for me, do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you, ma'am. If you have a seat right over there, please sit as close to the microphone as you can, and please answer all questions asked of you.
Ms. Coulter, I don't have many questions for you because I don't even have a piece of paper. Okay? So if you please introduce yourself, ladies and gentlemen, jury.
My name is Barbara Coulter.
All right, Ms. Coulter, are you the mother of Steve Lawson?
Yes, I am.
All right. And are you also the grandmother of Joseph Lawson?
Yes, I am.
Okay. There's something just really specific I want to talk to you about, all right?
Okay,
Back sometime, Joey's in the wheelchair, correct?
correct.
Okay, and that was due to a wreck. Is that
Motorcycle wreck, yes.
Motorcycle wreck. All right. Sometime before he had that motorcycle wreck, did he come to your house and tell you something about Steve Lawson as related to Crystal Rogers?
Yes, he did.
Do you remember what year that was? And if you don't, it's okay.
Well, Stephen was living with me in 2022, so it had to be in the summer of 2022,
Summer of 2022.
somewhere in that area.
Okay.
Joey came to my house. He was riding a motorcycle, but he was high, too high to be riding a motorcycle.
Did he get there?
He got here, yeah.
Okay.
He got to my driveway. He came in, sat down in the recliner, just as you come in my door, and he said, "Grandma, there's something I need to tell you."
What was that?
He told me that I needed to know that Stevie had killed Crystal.
And who did you believe he was talking about?
Crystal Rogers.
Okay.
I didn't know a whole lot about the case back then, but, I knew that's what he was talking about.
Did he stay there for a long time?
No, because he and I talked, and I said, "Joey, now, if you're going to accuse your dad of this, you need to make sure that you're telling the truth." I said, "Because this is going to cause a whole lot of drama." Because since Joey was really young, him and Stephen have had a love-hate relationship.
Okay.
Over
Didn't get
years.
along all the time?
No.
Okay. And I think we heard Rebecca talk about them fighting before.
Right.
All right. And go ahead. I'm sorry.
Then he got up, and I said, "Let me take you back to town." He said, "Grandma, I can drive my own self back to town." I didn't feel like he could, but he did. He left on his motorcycle.
Did he get home? Or
As
get
far as-
wherever he was going?
As far as I know.
Okay. Judge, I don't have any further questions related to this culture.
Before we do cross, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the testimony she just gave here today, it can only be used against Joey Lawson. It's not to be used against Brooks Houck, okay? Just against Joey Lawson. Any cross?
No, not for us.
Any cross?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Coulter, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, I don't have a ton of questions for you either. I did bring a piece of paper, though. One thing, I believe you may have misspoke unintentionally. I'm not sure. You said that this conversation happened in the summer of 2022.
I'm pretty sure because Stephen was living with me at the time. And when he came home, I questioned him about it. So I know he was living at my house at that time.
How long did Steve live with you at the house?
From him and his girlfriend had broke up sometime, maybe 6 months at the most.
Okay. Got a few other questions for you. Going back in 2015 and for many years, both Steve and Joey, they both struggled with alcohol issues, didn't they?
Yes, sir.
And Joey especially very heavily with drugs.
Correct.
I believe you got this in direct. The two of them had a pretty toxic relationship, would you say?
Yes, sir.
They would often say awful things to each other.
Oh, yeah.
They would say awful things about each other.
Exactly.
And would you agree that both of them, especially when Joey was consuming drugs and alcohol, and Steve was drinking, that they would run their mouths?
All the time.
So when Joey made this statement to you, he was very high on drugs.
Yes.
At what point you asked him to tell you how you knew it, right?
No, I didn't ask him. I told him, I said, Joey, if you're going to say stuff like this, you need to know that it's a fact, because it can bring a whole lot of drama into your life and your dad's life.
I believe you said if you say it to the wrong person, it can become a
Yeah,
fact if
that's
it's
right, yeah.
not.
Right, exactly.
And you said he left riding a motorcycle and he was too high to be operating that
He
motorcycle.
shouldn't have been on it. I offered to take him to town. He said, no, Grandma, I can drive.
He didn't give you any details,
No.
not one fact specific, but
No,
any
it
kind.
was just a point blank statement.
And you didn't make this statement to police until June of 2024, correct?
Correct.
I don't even know the records.
It's correct.
There's a couple of just,
Do you remember when Joseph had his motorcycle wreck?
September of 2022.
September of 2022?
I think it's September of 2022.
Okay. Could you possibly have the year messed up?
I could, yes.
Okay. All right. I know. Time runs together. It's good.
Well, I've got Crohn's disease too, and I've been in and out of the hospital a lot too. So
Gotcha.
some things I can put a date on, and some days I can't.
I got
I
you.
know that it happened. I just sometimes don't know the exact date.
I got you. Do you remember, and I know you said didn't give me specific, do you remember the fact, the specific, that Joey told you that Steve killed Crystal?
Correct, yes.
No further questions.
Anything else? Anything else?
No, Your Honor.
Any questions from any jurors? May this witness be found excused?
she may, Your Honor.
You're found excused. You may go. Thank you. Call your next witness.
Judge, that concludes the proof on behalf of the Commonwealth.
Let me see counsel at the bench.
Oh, hang on a second. Hold on, Judge. I'm wrong.
Apologize. I do have one.
We have one more witness. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Who is
I
that
did not-
witness?
Yes, it's not my witness, it's Mr. Lawson's. So we do have one more witness.
Who is that witness?
It's going to be Brooks Wicker.
Brooks.
Brooks Wicker.
Brooks Wicker. Sir, if you'll raise your right hand for me. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you, sir. If you have a seat right over there, please sit as close to the microphone as you can, and please answer all questions asked of you. Mr. Lasowski, proceed when you're ready.
Thank you, Judge. Good afternoon, Mr. Wicker.
Good afternoon.
Would you take a moment and introduce yourself to the ladies and gentlemen jury there?
My name is Brooks Wicker.
Tell them a little bit about your business
Okay, I'm a CPA, Louisville, Kentucky. We do a lot of business and accounting work with small businesses.
How long have you been doing that, Mr. Wicker?
40 years.
All right. I want to take you back to 2015. Can you do that for me?
Sure.
All right. Did you have an opportunity back in 2015 to interact with the defendant Brooks Houck?
I did.
Tell the ladies and gentlemen, Jerry, what that was all about, how you got in touch with him, and what the business is about.
Okay. I had a client in Bardstown, a longtime client who did business with Mr. Houck and had spoken with Mr. Houck about me and my services. And he introduced the two of us. I actually met Mr. Houck at that client's office.
And what did y'all talk about?
We talked about primarily his rental business and doing the accounting and tax work associated with that rental business.
All right. What kind of work did he figure you could help him out with?
Primarily bookkeeping, the bookkeeping and tax work.
All right. Did he indicate whether he had anybody doing that bookkeeping now?
He indicated at that time that his mom was doing that.
All right. All right. And this was a meeting face to face, kind of like you and I, or was it telephonic or?
It was me face to face meeting in the conference room of my client.
All right. And was there any follow up?
We had a phone conversation a few days later, just going over the services we talked about and kind of a little bit more of the detail of that.
Did you talk about what it might cost to do some work?
As I recall, I believe, yes, we did talk about the cost of it.
All right. And did y'all reach an agreement, some kind of partnership on this?
We did not. At that time, we did not. We actually scheduled a tentative appointment later, again at my client's office, because I was already going to be at that client's office anyway that day, but that meeting never took place.
All right. Now I want to take you back specifically to the time that Crystal Rogers disappeared. Do you remember that?
I do.
And do you know whether your conversations that you talked to the jury about, did that occur in and around the time that Crystal Rogers disappeared?
Yeah, it occurred right around a week before.
Let me check and see if I have any further matter. All right, that's all. These gentlemen here may have some questions. Extend them the same courtesy
Sure.
you did me.
Any cross? No.
Oh,
Any cross?
No.
Any questions from any jurors? May this witness be finally excused?
Yes, sir.
You're finally excused. You may go. Thank you. Any other witnesses?
No, sir. And now we will conclude and come this case.
Let me see counsel at the bench for a second. Anticipating there will be some motions for directed verdict. How long do you all think that'll take?
Judge, we have a brief for you. We have a brief for you.
You have a brief, okay?
And don't forget, in particular, the order, I don't know, opening statement that we had reserved.
Yeah,
I don't know if that would go before or after directed
You would go
verdict.
first with your opening, and then they would put their proof on, and you'd have your opportunities, what I understand.
What I was kind of suggesting is, the motions for directed verdict, right?
I think they need to become
It'd be opening, okay.
before opening.
Okay.
At the end of the-
It's, I haven't done that before, so.
What I was going to do is let the jury step out while we do this. I was just going to let an estimated time to tell them to be back and ready to come back in.
Oh, gotcha.
How long's your open?
30, 45 minutes, it's gonna be pretty short.
My suggestion would be, I think we're gonna get done with our witness in the next 2 days. My suggestion would let him open and we'll have everybody ready to go 9:15 tomorrow.
Well, right now, I'm just trying to find out how long they're looking.
I just let him go for the day and then we can make our arguments and then Kevin can start in the morning if he's gonna get it open.
It would be helpful in part because before,
Okay. Yeah, I don't have to tell them that I'm gonna let them go for the day. There's motions and matters I need to address, and then be back at 8:30 tomorrow.
Okay.
Good. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the Commonwealth has now closed their case. There's certain motions and matters I have to take up outside of your presence. So we're going to go ahead and let you all go for the day. We should be back tomorrow at 8:30. The defense will begin their case and presentation at that time. I want to remind you again, the same admonitions are in place. Do not discuss this case among yourselves. Do not let anyone discuss this case with you. If anybody attempts to discuss this case with you, I need for you to immediately report that to me. You're not to finally make up your mind about the case until all the proof has been presented, the instructions provided to you by the court, and have gone to the jury room to consider what the fellow jurors have to say. Again, all of the decision in this case has to be based upon evidence that's presented in this courtroom. So don't do any type of research or read any media reports. Everything has to be done here in this courtroom. See you tomorrow morning at 8:30. The bailiffs will help you get out the back side. At this time, everybody can be seated. At this time, let the record reflect all the jurors have left the room. I believe at this point, was there a brief you were going to submit?
Yes, sir.
Why don't you go ahead and give that to me, and I'll take a break and read it. We'll come back.
Yes, sir.
Is there any other memorandums that's going to be submitted? Okay, I have been handed a memorandum here. Tell you what, we've been going about an hour. Why don't we come back at 1:55, take a 15-minute break. That'll give me an opportunity to read your memorandum, and we'll take up all motions and matters that need to be addressed. So, court's in recess for 15 minutes.